This is the Singing Gents from Alexander Dreyfoos High School for the Arts. The director is Ken Taylor. They're accompanied by Betsy McHugh and Izzy Bernal. The choir will perform An Irish Airman Foresees His Death by Byron Adams, Dravidian Ditaram by Victor Perangiotti, and Hoedown by Tom Porter. Please welcome Dreyfoos Singing Gents.
Those that I fight, I do Thank you, choir, so much. We just have a couple of minutes for a miniature clinic. Tell me first about your collaborative keyboard artists here.
Betsy McHugh is our regular competition plays for all the time. Izzy is a junior piano major at our school. She's also.
So Izzy, you're a high school student. You're very welcome on stage. Would you give Izzy a special round? It's just exciting to see all the different diversity of musicians that are about us. So you are a wonderful tenor-bass choir. You make giving a clinic difficult. I want to work with you on posture. You already got it. I want to work with you on breathing. You already got it. Tone and phrasing and style. So congratulations on a truly wonderful performance. I greatly enjoyed it. I do have just a couple of questions to ask, and then I actually want your tenors to teach me 30 years ago when I was in high school, or I don't know, maybe even more than that. But I want to know how you get your tenor one sound and maybe model that for some of the other tenors who may be in the room. But my first question for you, and better you than me, the beginning of the Dravidian Dihiram, there's a note, those last two notes right there. My question is, are you getting it low enough? Can you give the pitches for this, and do you mind direct, because I don't want to mess up your tempo here. And just do the beginning, and I think everybody sings it at the beginning, right? Yeah, perfect. Na 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 na. Can you check that? Do you have it at the piano? Na na na. I think it should be na na na. What's interesting is when you did it later in the piece, you did that thing. The reason I bring up that pitch is because right now the audience goes, wow, that piece is kind of freaky, but I kind of like it, and it's kind of freaky, but I kind of like it. And when you go, ya na na, it's kind of like that Eastern melody. I would really emphasize that. Ya na na. Can you just do that really quickly? Ya na na. Do that with me slow. Ya na na. Now do it fast, and then see if you can think way ahead about it and like, oh, I gotta push. It's like pushing a beach ball under the water, you know what I mean? Where it doesn't want to go down, but you just, if you push hard enough, you get a beach ball a little underwater. Okay, good luck. Let's hear it. Right from the top, yep. Na 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 na. Yeah. We'll take any tempo. And now this is not to ask the tenors to show off. I just want to show like the detail that it takes to construct a piece like this. Tenors, where are you? Are you all mixed in, or are you in a section? A lot of times when we hear a complicated piece, if I've never done a piece with this level of complexity and at this tempo, with the accents all at the wrong beats, and like, what country am I in? I'm not really sure, but I know I'm not in like my home country of America, which is awesome to travel out. What are you doing? And so can you give me E octaves? Tenors, you have na 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 na. Can we just hear that on its own? Do you dare? Would you mind to just, again, not to show off, but just to see like what does a counter rhythm of that nature look like? Is this possible?
I think if the bass variables are
Thanks. That's perfect. Now can you do that? Good, thank you, tenors. Now everybody jump in right there. Get your tempo whenever you want, and then I'll just say one thing about it. Stunning, stunning. What I love about that, and I would like to address the whole room if I can, when you sing in a choir, you've got to know your part. I've worked with professional choirs, and I once talked with some of the members of a group called Take Six, and I'm like, how do you guys do it? And they're like, when I show up, I know my part, and they can snap their fingers anywhere, do your part. Okay, right, and so that's what you saw right there. But then when you perform, You can never just do your tenors right, because you're not just going, oh, ignore my baritones, na 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 na. You're not doing that, right? You're hearing them and singing off. So there's always this equipoise. There's a word for you, equipoise, of doing your part and doing it right, but then being aware of everybody else around you. And when you do that, you get magic on stage. Tenors, thank you for that. We just have a couple of more minutes, and I want to. Again, this is artistic level stuff. I have no complaints about your execution of these pieces whatsoever. But just a question of, and I may pick on tenors again. You probably have had this memorized since you came out of the womb, so I'll just remind you. It says adagio, moderato, moderato, flowing. And I love how you cover all of the strength of the choir at the beginning and you let everybody sing. Then it says poco rallentando, which you executed perfectly, and then it says poco menomoso solemn, and it says with deep emotion. That's a trap for me, because it's like, which part of this is not with deep emotion? Right? The conductor's looking at me like, yeah, because if you don't sing the whole piece with deep emotion, the judges are going to say, where's your passion? You know, on the bottom box on the judging sheet, it's all about dramatic interpretation, and if you ignore that, you can't ignore that. I don't know what that's there, but let me just give that to you and to your conductor and say, what is your tone color doing here? And then when the composer, this Byron Adams, when he writes with deep emotion right there, what does he mean? Is there a tone color change? I don't know. What do y'all recommend there? What do you say? Would you make it brighter, darker, slower, fat? I don't know. What do you think? Thank you for bailing me out there. Yeah, those that I guard, I do not love, breath, pianissimo. My country is killed, heart and cross. Right there it says with deep emotion, almost like this isn't my homeland, and I sure wished I was home with my loved ones and in my, eating food that I know and that I love, and they, I don't know, play with that a little bit. Start from the very beginning, just shape it and scope it and give him a lot of flexibility. If his hands do something, you got to go right there, right? And I know you're good at that.
I know that I shall meet my fate somewhere among the clouds above. Those that I fight, I do not hate. Those that I guard, I do not love. My country is killed, heart and cross. My countrymen killed, heart and soul.
I love the way you contextualize. Yeah, that was pretty cerebral. You contextualize it a little differently by setting it up a little bigger before and then tucking. Yeah, so I just bring that up to say that, as a judge, you're always looking at the score. I've never conducted or sang this piece, so all I can do is apply my experience as a trained musician to read the score. You do give me a lot of flexibility to think about that. Thanks for that exercise. It's just to say, whenever you go out and you meet other people, it's like, oh yeah, there's a little detail there. What did you miss in your performance? Probably nothing, right? But then there's always this exposure. That's why you go out on the road. You learn different things. Tenors, can I burden you again? Baritones, we love you as well. I don't mean to slight the baritones, but tenors, and maybe even Professor Phillips over here, you can show us, how do you get this tenor sound? Can you have the tenors ones and twos go to this top? Nor law, nor duty bade me fight, nor publican, nor cheering crowds. And then tenors, as you sing about this, think about what you're doing, because I want to ask you in a minute to address everybody and say, when I'm a young singer and I need to flip up into registers, here's what I do. Because you're not going, oh, just reaching for it. You're approaching it as a trained singer, and I want you to be able to articulate that for our benefit, okay? No pressure, right? Thank you.
Lord, you bade me fight.
a couple of words about how you tackle that, especially tenor ones.
I'm a second tenor.
Second tenor.
Especially in that section, a lot of preparation with the breath.
Okay, breath preparation ahead of time. Awesome. What else do you do?
I'm also a tenor too, but if you just feel the music more emotionally, it helps a lot being able to have good breath support and hitting notes better.
Physical connection. Psychoacoustics is a field of study. It's an emerging field. So how do I approach this? Yeah. Anything else from tenor ones? Why is that that passage right there? It's just so clean. Yeah.
It's really about feeling like the sound go from maybe in the back to flipping over and feeling it come out like the top of your head.
So you have to deliberately place the voice where you want it. You can't just see what happens. You have to. So there's a technique to that. Tenors, thank you, bless you. I know I put you on the spot there out of nowhere. What I would just maybe add to that is that I see the posture is really, really strong, right? A lot of young tenors, you see them, I gotta get that note, and we gotta do something to get the note, but you have a technique that allows you to keep your posture grounded, and then you're sending a lot of air, and then you're using, I love that answer, you're using the vowel shape to control where it goes, and you're bending the notes to fit the proper technique, rather than looking at the notes and saying, oh, I gotta go get the notes. There's something about the breath and the posture and the grounding. I've had enough in my life of tenors reaching up for notes right there. And baritones, because baritones, you get up around middle C, and what do? Oh, well, not you all, but that's what I did when I was young, right? Thank you for sharing that. I know our time is spent. I just wanted to point out a couple of things for the good of us all. Thank you for your gift today. We're going to go on.